Hi and welcome back. A few weeks ago, I had a bit of a problem with the gearbox. Once I took it out, I found out that the paint underneath was flaking. Small disaster, can't be helped, but what can you do? So this is the episode about what can you do, and that is fixing the problem and getting back on with it. So we're going to go back about a week or so, where I'm underneath the car and I'm going to start flaking that paint off and having a proper look at it. So let's get going.
So where we left it last time, because I've not touched it since, is that some of this is flaking off. As you can see, I can literally pick it. So I think what I'm going to do is get the old palette knife paint scraper, whatever you want to call it, and bring up some of this stuff, and I'll go as far as I can. I'm not using a knot wheel or sanding it or anything else daft like that, because what I don't want to do, particularly with a knot wheel, is put a lot of heat into these panels, because a knot wheel is going to rip up all sorts of stuff. It's going to fling stuff everywhere. I also don't like using them when I'm laying underneath them. They are horrendous things. So if it's going to naturally come up, which a lot of this stuff around here, it will. This is where I put the first coat on. And I've not, having inspected down there, like on the floor, this is solid. This feels really good. Saying that, doesn't feel that bad here, but this is definitely naturally coming away, as it has done just above me here. And this, like I say, this was the first area I applied paint. It was a different batch, different can or bottle, whatever you want to call it. So I have a feeling it might have just been either a bad bottle or something like that, or how I mixed it. I don't know. Maybe I didn't get the hardener mixed in correctly. So I'm going to get, like I say, I'll get this scraped off and we will go from there.
So that's how much has come off. A bit more than I was expecting. I'm going to get back underneath and show you what it looks like, and then we'll get on with the priming.
Sorry, it's a bit dark. The battery on my torch has died, but as you can see, it is done. I smoothed it off, or sanded it where I've needed to. So I'm going to give certainly the bare metal areas plenty of primer. That'll be epoxy again. And then I can then give it a light sand, put some seam sealer on, and then we can go on with the U-Pole Raptor. But I am going to do it slightly differently, and I'll come on to that in a bit. So let's get priming. So the underside's primed. I've done the seam sealing, did that. It's a bit boring, so I just went ahead and did it. It's been like that for a few hours now. I've got a few other jobs done. Next up, I'm going to do Raptor again. It's brand new, it's a fresh batch, rather than something that's been sat under the bench for a few years. So I'll panel wipe, and then I will do it like I did originally when I did the chassis years ago, and that was to brush some of this around into the seals, like where the seam sealer is essentially. So I can brush all those bits and then roller it. The reason I'm going to roller it, which I know is different to spraying it, firstly is because of all the masking that's required with the engine in, makes it a bit tricky. And secondly is I want to control this, so I want to do a couple of coats like I did when I sprayed it, but roller it. You can roller it, you can brush it as well, but I want to make sure that if I do it in stages rather than spraying, waiting 15 minutes, spraying, waiting 15 minutes, if there's a problem, I'm going to spot it straight away. I can adapt and then correct. So that's what I'm going to do. So we'll get that mixed up and then start getting it on. So I've done a coat of the U-Pole Raptor with brush. and it doesn't even look like I've put anything on. I've put an image of it up now. It's just not going to cover that way. I thought it did. Clearly my memory's going. So I'm going to get the compressor out, annoy the neighbours, and get the thing done properly. I reckon there's enough left for me to do it. If not, I'll just have to get another bottle. But let's get cracking.
That's how you know it's empty. Jesus Christ.
So I'm going to let that lot dry. Got a couple of coats in, which is great. More than what I needed. So yeah, I'm just going to wrap it up. Get a cup of tea, have a shower, because I am slightly painted. And we'll come back in a couple of days and we'll have a look at it.
So I've left it a few days, and fortunately the weather's been brilliant. So it's been like mid-20s, which in the garage means it's been probably close to 30 degrees, which is great for baking it on. It feels really tough. It's stuck to the underside, which is what I wanted. And it looks really clean. So I'm very happy. I just need to go ahead now and start building everything back up. And that's what I'll start doing probably in the next episode. So I'm going to just say thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Right, take care. Cheers.